What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well out there. I was just thinking, figured I'll turn the camera on and I'll shoot the shit with you guys for a few minutes. What I was thinking about was something that I don't hear a lot of people in the fitness industry talking about, and it's kind of a dark truth about bodybuilding or physique competitors or really any type of athlete, to be honest with you. But I'm just going to use bodybuilders as the placeholder term here. And the dark truth is that the majority of bodybuilders stay single. That might be a good thing, that might be a bad thing. But the majority of people get into weightlifting and get into really caring about their physique because they want to attract the opposite sex, both men and women. The main reason why people get their asses in the gym is because they want to look good for the opposite sex. But what happens is, especially if you start taking it serious to a point where maybe you want to compete, you have to become a little bit obsessed. So you can't really go on dates anymore. Going on dates requires that you eat junk food, maybe drink beer, and you can't really do that. If you want to be a bodybuilder, you have to be obsessed and you got to cut that shit out. Being in a relationship requires that you go out and you stay out late and you have a good time and you do all these recreational activities. If you want to be a bodybuilder, you can't do those. You got to meal prep. You got to be in bed early. You got to get your 8 hours of sleep. You got to take care of your body. You got to rest. You have to live a damn near perfect lifestyle. And that's just not compatible with a monogamous lifestyle. It's not conducive with what you would need to do, with what you would want to accomplish. So most bodybuilders, most gym nuts, gym junkies out there, both male and female, tend to stay single. Even, the cool and edgy, popular, rich ones, like God rest his soul, Rich Piana. Now, I know he had girlfriends and I know he got married, but he didn't have a family, he didn't have kids, and none of his marriages or relationships ever really worked out. And we all know why, right? He was so into the bodybuilding lifestyle that he didn't really have time for a relationship. And pretty much no one does. But those of you that watch any manosphere content, I'm sure you've heard of the movement, men going their own way. Well, the bodybuilding movement is kind of like the original men going their own way. Bodybuilders that maybe they get into it, just like people that find the manosphere, they get into it because they want to learn or they want to become more attractive to the opposite sex. But once they get involved in it, they become obsessed with the sport. And they get so into it, they become obsessed with their own body. They become obsessed with learning more about the trade, and they don't even care about relationships anymore. They kind of become obsessed with themselves. And, you can say that's a good thing or that's a bad thing, but it's something most bodybuilders go through. How many, there are some bodybuilders that have marriages and families, but it's few and far between. You look at most of them just stay single. And it's just so ironic because of the reason they get into it. They want to look good, they want to get more girls, but they realize that you can't do both. You got to pick one or the other. And you know what really sucks? Now, this is something back when I was doing, and obviously I was never a successful I was never like a pro bodybuilder or anything. I was just doing little amateur shit. But when I was getting into it, the part that sucked the most was going on Snapchat or Instagram. It's like Friday night, it's like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And I'm, just pop some Z-Quil and I'm throwing a movie on, relaxing on the couch, trying to crash out so I can get up and go to the gym in the morning. And I open up my phone, Snapchat, Instagram, and what do I see? A bunch of hot girls that I used to hang out with, out at the clubs, partying, drinking, smoking, hanging out with some other schmuck that could have been me. But I just got to deal with it, you know. And that's something that bodybuilders have to deal with. It's kind of a sacrifice, but, you know, it sucks. At the same time, it's a catch-22. Because, you know, once you get back into that life, like if you slip up just a little bit, it's just like a cheat meal. You know, you can have a perfect diet for 2 weeks straight. You say, well, you know, I'm just gonna buy a cheesecake and I'm gonna have one slice. You know, some shit like that, right? You know you're gonna eat the whole damn thing. You know, once you start to indulge in those guilty pleasures, you're gonna go all the way in. And same thing, if you say, I'm just gonna go to the club one night. I'm just gonna have one beer. You know, you jump back into that lifestyle, and next thing you know, the whole bodybuilding thing is, you know, just a big failure. Because it requires a high level of dedication, right? An obsession. But yeah, you know, I was thinking about that, and I wanted to talk about that because I don't hear people talking about the what's the word? The correlation between bodybuilding or being obsessed with the gym and almost inceldom. You know, being stuck lonely. The lonely bodybuilder, the lonely Giga Chad. The lonely, well-disciplined Giga Chad. While the fucking pothead, no discipline, alcoholic bad boys are out there hooking up with all the hot girls. Because we all know girls just want to have fun. Girls like to party. And if you don't choose to go to that party, you aren't going to have the hot girls. Hot girls are at the party, man. It is what it is. A hot girl is the equivalent to a celebrity's child. You know, when a really famous celebrity has a kid, like a Paris Hilton type or a Kardashian type, the kid has life on easy mode. So what do? They just kind of party their life away. They're always at the club. They're always at the party. They're always the center of attention. Hot girls naturally have that. They don't have to be rich to have that. You know, all they have to do to get any man they've ever wanted is just to smile at him. You know, when they go into a job interview, all they have to do is have a pretty smile and dress nice. Be polite. They're going to get the job because they're hot. So when life is that easy, of course you're going to party. You know, you can turn everything around at the snap of a finger because the world is silly putty in your hands. So the hot girls are at the party. And if you want the hot girls, you have to be at the party. Bodybuilders can't go to the party. And that sucks. But it's true, and you know it's true. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and shut this one off. I just wanted to share that with you. Thought a lot of people would find that relatable. I know. That was one of the most difficult parts for me. Back when I was living a real strict lifestyle. I'm still a little bit strict. I still meal prep. I still work out 4 days a week. But being 38 years old and all natural kind of means I'm at that age where if I want to have a physique that I can go on stage with, I would have to take it to that next level. You know, a little TRT action. Maybe a little more. But with my testosterone still being in, last time I got checked was like about a year ago, and I think it was like 670 something, 680 or something like that, nanograms per deciliter. I don't want to screw that up. If I get on TRT now, it's going to permanently be dropped when I don't take it. That's a side note. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm going to go ahead and shut this one off, but hope this video was somewhat informative. And that's about it for tonight, guys. Until next time, see ya.